Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Good evening and welcome to Desperate House. Wallace, joined as always by my lovely sister, Star. What do you mean?
No, because all I heard was dead air, Wallace.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it like you blipped out for a second. What the hell happened?
I don't know. Mercury retrograde. I'm blaming everything on Mercury retrograde.
Well, it's a good reason to blame things on. All right, let's get this show on the road. Welcome to Desperate House Witches. If you have not listened before, welcome. We are happy to have you. Desperate House Witches is not a GPG or an R-rated show. So if dirty talk and any other manner of thing I might say will be offensive to you, you may want to change the station now. Other than that, welcome, motherfuckers. It's Friday. All right. And I would also like to thank our sponsors. I want to thank The Angry Cauldron at theangrycauldron.com for being our sponsors. Speaking of which, I got a haul from The Angry Cauldron recently. Let me tell you, I got my Green Man candle. I got some new bath bombs. I got a Lakshmi candle. I got a Green Man candle. My Brigid candle. Love them. Let me tell you about this Brigid candle. It smells like the forest and citrus and sexy. I am sniffing on it right now. It is about 4.5 feet away from me, and I can smell it unlit from here. It is phenomenal. Oh, it smells so good. So if y'all want some of what I got, get yourselves over to theangrycauldron.com. Tell them Raina says, hey. And our other sponsor, of course, who is also, you lucky people, our guest tonight, the incredible, the Wicked Witch herself, the amazing Dorothy Morrison. Yay! Yes. Much applause and rejoicing was abound. Yes, we love to have our Dorothy on. We love her immensely. Okay, so let's talk about some shit here.
Go for it.
Okay. Well, you know, my disappointment over what we have for what we're calling the president now was bad enough until this bitch decided he wanted to start bombing shit. I almost kind of sort of got the serious situation a little bit. I know there was a back and forth. I know the previous administration had wanted to do something, but Congress just fucking said no to everything he said. So it didn't happen then. I think this guy just likes blowing up shit now because he is now also bombed. Now, I don't know how this is going to shake out, but I will tell you, in my humble opinion, that our relationships internationally are probably at the shittiest level they've been in as long as I can remember. And I've got to say I'm a bit concerned because North Korea's, testing shit out all over the place, and China's kind of in the middle between us and them, sort of, kind of, and it's an uneasy situation. South Korea they made an announcement in South Korea that anyone who's not from there any international visitors should leave. That word came from North Korea. that some shit's going to go down. We don't know when. We're not sure exactly where, but it is heading in a very unsavory direction. Not that any of this was starting off savory to begin with, and certainly the current administration is not the reason why North Korea is North Korea, but he's inciting shit, and he's making shit go in a way that I don't think the rest of us want to see it go. So what are your thoughts on all that?
I honestly, I haven't delved into it enough. I do know that I am against bombing of any sort. I know that North Korea has been dangerous. You know, they've got their own man-child running their country, which is just, I mean, you think it's bad here. Oh, my God. It's insane with that guy. It's crazy. You know, I mean, they all have to have certain haircuts, and this has been going on since his father was enrolled. But now his half-brother has been killed by, like, poisoning. It's just, the world has gone fucking nuts. I'm convinced of it. Everybody's gone nuts. And, yeah, I am scared. I'm scared for, you know, your children, my children. I'm scared for this country. I'm scared for South Korea. I mean, what the fuck is he going to do? Those poor people. You know, I'm beside myself.
Kim Jong-il was bad enough, but his son doesn't seem to have the same level of, I don't know, is that his son, or is Kim Jong-un the son or the brother? He's the son.
Son.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Son,
That's okay.
I got it. Sometimes things get a little crossed up in my brain. I apologize. But yeah, he's like got more of a, what seems to be a happy trigger finger. So I don't know. Trump has effectively, allegedly pissed off Russia. I don't know if that's actually real though, because I'm now suspicious of everything. Because of the fact that he needs distractions from the investigations going on between let's just face it, the connection between him and Russia and buying the election, literally. So it mystifies me because they keep talking about, oh, well, so-and-so talked to a Russian official and so talked to a Russian official. Under whose auspices do you think that all happened? Obviously Trump's. So my feeling is that to say all these other people, had something to do with it and not go straight to the top and just say it plainly, he had something to do with it, mystifies me. It just mystifies me. Now, I keep hearing through, certain news organizations and sometimes I see something that I'm not sure is a blog, so I have to double check it and triple check it. But I'm hearing now that, Rudy Giuliani is looking to cut a deal and try to go around prosecutors to make a secret deal to to get because he spoke to Russian officials as well. And as a matter of fact, I don't know exactly what the details are of the deal he's looking for, but I can tell you, if anybody who feels like they've got to cut a deal, there's some shit going on there. There's some serious shit. Apparently, he's got information on Trump, and, he wants to make a deal, to evade any kind of prosecution, and he kind of, went to the FBI and some other people and was like, can we cut a deal? I'll talk, da-da-da-da-da. But apparently, they don't need him. Apparently, James Comey is like, I don't need your help. I don't even need your cooperation. Because quite frankly, if the charges get leveled he will be called in as a witness. And so they don't need him to cooperate if he's going to be subpoenaed anyway. So I find this very interesting that Comey is quietly, James Comey is the head of the FBI currently. I find it interesting that Comey, who I thought was just in the bag for Trump, you know, with all these little misfires he had before the election, well, big misfires, honestly, before the election, all of a sudden now he's interested in the truth. I mean, I don't know if maybe I misjudged originally and he thought he was doing the right thing before the election, but it just seems like now, I mean, and it's possible. Maybe, you know, everybody judged thinking he was in the bag for Trump. Maybe he really wasn't. Maybe he was just trying to say, hey, I know about some shit, folks. But maybe he got caught up in the fake news thing, which I'm sorry, I kind of find that laughable. The fake news thing, I was screaming about fake news a year ago. So yeah. I'm still astounded about how many people got caught up in fake news as being real. I don't know. But anyway, the point of the matter is that it looks like Comey is building a case quietly, because I haven't heard anything and nobody's told me anything about it really. So I'm just seeing these reports come out in a drip, drip, drip kind of fashion where they're actually building a case against Trump. So good. I'm like, please, sooner is better than later before this motherfucker gets us all blown up.
Yeah, right.
The other thing that's freaking me out right now, in addition to our standing internationally, is this rise of anti-trans people, anti-gay people, anti-lesbians, all these anti. They want to, like, you know, our own government here in the state of North Carolina, they're trying to introduce a bill to, like, eliminate same-sex marriage again. I'm like,
and it won't go through. It
won't go
it's
through.
Illegal. They are wasting their friggin' time.
I agree with you, and I agree with you. I hope that it's just a waste of their time. What's freaking me out is that they're even trying to do it.
Yeah.
That's what's freaking me. These people, when you identify these people, or rather they identify themselves, please make a mental note that you need to vote in every election conceivable to get rid of these fucking idiots. Please. I mean, anti-this and anti-gay, and we want to be able to say who we want to serve. You know what? This is the way we all lose everything. When you tell people you can pick and choose who you want to serve, that leads to other people. Lawyers can pick and choose who they want to serve. Doctors can pick and choose who they want to treat. And I don't want my happy ass on a fucking gurney hoping that the doctor doesn't know that much about me, so maybe I'll get treatment. What happens if they get to a point where, oh, doctors won't treat you unless you have this much money? Lawyers won't take your case unless you have this much money to pay them up front. I mean, where does it end? Once this kind of thing starts where you encourage any kind of prejudice in service, it's not good. It is just not good. It is a dangerous, dangerous thing for all of us. Every one of us, including the people trying to institute these laws. Because it may not affect you up front directly, boo-boo, but it may affect one of your kids, or it may affect your grandchildren, or it may affect a spouse at some point. I'm telling you, when you tell people you have the right to discriminate, it doesn't stop. It gets worse and worse and worse.
It becomes a tit for tat. these people are, that are being oppressed and having their rights taken away. Okay, fine. Say, my neighbor who's gay opens up a business. No, sorry, no white Christians. Sorry, I won't serve you. You're not welcome here. Because it'll start, people eventually fighting back, and then it's going to get ugly, and then they're going to finally fucking realize the consequences of doing that to people. But it's just, this country has become nothing but a tit for tat. And, well, I don't like what you're doing, so, I'm going to boycott you, and I'm going to spread ugly, nasty rumors about you. I'm going to ruin your life. I'm going to put out your home address. I'm going to put out all your information. This is what this has become. It's crazy. I mean, like, okay, for instance, the United Airlines incident. Now, I think most of us know by this point what happened to that poor guy. He was a doctor, and they overbooked the flight, and he said, no, I don't want to depart, because they said, okay, no volunteers, we're just going to pick somebody at random. Well, they picked a man who's a doctor who was going into surgery for a patient the next day, and then wound up basically whacking him in the face with the chair and dragging him off the plane. So what does the fucking media do? They find this guy's name and start spreading rumors about, oh, well, he has a criminal past, and he used to, I don't know what it was, he used to exchange drugs
for sex with boys.
Yeah.
But that's actually, I'm hearing things that are saying that it's not the same guy.
No, it's not. It was the wrong guy. It was the wrong David. The name was similar, but they didn't do their fucking research because, oh, God, we got to get this salacious thing out there right now. Because it's not about news anymore. It's about friggin' salaciousness and getting it out first and getting the most clicks and the most likes. It's fucking ridiculous. It's sickening. They could have ruined that man's life when he just got the crap beat out of him because he bought a ticket and they needed it for an employee. It's stupid. It's stupid. This world has lost its goddamn mind. I'm convinced. But I'm sorry, I digress. It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad that people are nothing but a fucking headline anymore. And the more clicks they can get, the more they'll put out. So, I don't know. My suggestion, I don't click on that shit. I don't think anybody else should either. Because these people are not going to stop doing it as long as you're clicking and giving them money. It's just like those tabloid magazines. They wouldn't exist if we didn't buy them. So why are you buying them? Not you, the you in general, but
right.
It's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Well, I want to go back to something you said a little earlier about the tit for tat. That would be all well and good, except that's not what's happening. What's happening is widespread oppression against people who don't have the numbers to fight back. So I don't see it being a tit for tat. If it got to be a tit for tat, I actually would encourage that, only because then I would know where it's safe to fucking go.
Yeah.
I would love to see more LGBTQI, add whatever, specific businesses, more of them, to really give these other people competition. But there aren't enough. There just aren't enough of those businesses.
Yeah.
I would love big corporations that are run by people that I'm akin to, as opposed to, this white Christian male mindset, which still seems to own almost every fucking thing.
Yeah.
So the power is still with them. There's no tit for tat when one side is completely unarmed. And I'm not saying that the community is helpless and frail. I'm just saying these fucking assholes on the other side have the numbers, the power, and the fucking money.
Yeah.
So it's not an equal battle at all. I wish it were.
No. Yeah.
I wish it were. If it could be a tit for tat, because there were enough businesses on my side of it, I'd love it. I'd love it. I would shop only at those grocery stores, gas stations, businesses that sell anything, work for them. I'd love it. I'd love it. A place where I can feel safe? I'd love that. Can't find one. Cannot find one that will pay what I make.
Yeah.
Not a one. I would love huge corporations to be from my people. I would love it. I would love it. So hopefully at some point this will stop being a fucking issue. Oh, side note that made me totally smile.
Yeah.
So if you'll remember at Trump's inauguration, there was a young woman singer named Jackie Evancho, and she took a lot of heat for singing at the inauguration. And her feeling was, I am singing for the president. It is an honor to be asked to this occasion. Okay? Yes, I agree. It is an honor to be asked to sing at this occasion. While Jackie Evancho was on stage or on the podium singing, her sister Juliet could not be there because her sister Juliet was having her transformation surgery.
Oh,
Juliet is trans. Yes. A beautiful, beautiful, adorable transgender woman. And sweet and funny. I heard her speak today. I fell in love with her. I'm like, ooh, girl, I love you so much. So she was asked, how did you feel about your sister singing for, this guy? And Juliet says, I understood. It's an honor to be asked to sing at that kind of occasion. So be careful before you think something that someone does is necessarily an endorsement of the individual as opposed to honoring the occasion. So she just knocked my socks off. She just did. I was like, oh, I love you. I love you so much. So yeah, it wasn't an endorsement of the person. It was a proud moment of history in that separate regard. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, got to dig into it. I was really impressed, and the young lady sang, and of course she's fabulous. So anyway, so that was my side note.
I missed it. Now I'm gonna have to look her up. I was like,
yeah,
whatever. It's happening. None of us are happy about it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, some people were, but like,
well, I didn't watch it. I just knew that she was, that Jackie was performing at it, and I was kind of like, well, she's young, and it's, I'm sure, a momentous occasion. I'm sure you get treated like royalty. It's an experience. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know that I would have done it if I were her, but I got more of an understanding of her position on doing it. I get it. I mean, I don't think I would have done it anyway, because if I don't like you, I don't want to be around you. That, it's basically that simple for me. But she's young, Okay, so she all right, it's done. She did it. Her sister understood. That meant more to me than anybody else's feelings. There you go. So that was incredible. Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed hearing about that. It made me feel better.
Aww.
All about feeling better. Speaking of feeling better, guess what I did to myself yesterday?
What'd you do?
All right, so I have issues with my neck, back, and shoulders. And I have been petitioning for a while for a new computer, a lighter computer from work. And they have refused me. I have explained that I have injuries, and they still refused me. Yesterday, I knew I had to bring my computer home. So I wheeled it out because I have to have it in a rolling cart, and it's hard-sided to protect said computer. Wheeled it out, opened the hatch of my car, bent over to lift it, lifted it up, and realized in that moment I pulled a muscle in my back.
Oh, my God.
Now, I am not debilitated, so don't misunderstand. At the current moment, I am in pain, but not yet debilitated. So, of course, today, realizing I still was in pain, because sometimes you pull a muscle and you think, oh, I'll be all right in a couple of minutes, no biggie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, it still hurts now, okay? Like right now, many hours later. So I sent my boss a pleasant message today, and I said, hurt my back, lifting my computer, just letting you know. Because, no. You want an HR nightmare? No, you don't.
Yeah, right?
No, you don't.
Give me my
You
computer.
Well, here's the thing. People of a certain status get not only something smaller, but they get tablets. And I wasn't even petitioning for that. What I was petitioning for was just a second, setup that I could keep at the house so I wouldn't have to drag this heavy thing around. So now I'm going to petition for something even smaller.
There you go. Get them, sis.
Well, it's not about getting them. It's about I'm in pain. I'm not supposed to be in pain, okay? Lifting heavy. My doctor just told me, I don't want you lifting anything over 5 pounds. The case itself weighs over 8. Okay? Now you add a big, heavy ass laptop to it. Well, that brings it more up to like 13, 14 pounds.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Plus paperwork, which adds weight as well. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to keep if I get hurt, I'm just going to keep reporting that I've been hurt. I'm still hurt. My body's
not good
still
that you got hurt.
If I have to keep going to the doctor and reporting that I have muscles pulled and I've hurt myself, that's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big issue for somebody, and it ain't going to be me. Hello.
See, I'm sorry, but as much work as you do for them and on off time, that's the least they could do.
Oh, let me tell you, today was a holiday.
Yeah.
I worked almost all day. I worked, let's see, I worked 6 hours today on my day off. Because people needed stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
you need
actually
a lighter computer.
Yeah, I know.
You need stuff too.
Oh, wait, and then the keypad of the computer decided to not work.
Oh, lovely.
I was like, so I had to call IT and say, hey, IT, fix this. They're like, we can't. It's a software issue with another company who was closed today, FYI. Yeah.
Well, isn't that just fantastic?
I'm telling you. So I was, I took off. I was supposed to take off half a day yesterday, and half a day for me means that I leave at 11 a.m. I didn't leave until almost 1:30. They decided to close the office early at 2 o'clock. I want credit back for my half day.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
That's what I said. I was like, are you people kidding me? Come on. So I need some Wicked Witch wisdom.
Yes. Well, speaking of which, she is in the queue, so let us bring our favorite witch on.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Hello, I've been unmuted.
Now you know what I go through. Hi, Dorothy.
Hi, darling. How are y'all?
Oh, we're good. We're good.
No, you're not. I heard you bitching.
Oh, honey, I'm always bitching. Have you ever known me not to bitch?
Well, yeah.
Well, on occasion.
Oh, God. So is Mercury retrograde screwing with y'all?
Yes, gosh.
A little.
It is.
I've gotten a couple zaps.
You know, I have a statue of Mercury. And it's a fabulous statue, and he's standing on the breath of the wind.
Ooh.
And it sits on, I've got several other statues and so on and so forth. It sits on the windowsill really close to my computer monitor, just in front of my desk. And so the other day, I was so mad at him. I ordered this new computer, and it looked as if Dell was going to charge me twice for it.
Lovely, lovely.
And so I called Dell, and they went, oh, no, we can, because I had two pending charges. I was looking at my account online, two pending charges for the same amount, and from them. And they went, no, we only have one bank authorization, so we can assure you that's not going to happen. Well, I'm thinking the whole time, well, then how in the hell did it happen that there are two pending charges?
Right?
Good question.
And so I look up, and I see Mercury with his little arm in the air, standing on one foot on the breath of the wind.
Lovely.
And I turned him upside down, and I stood him on the little wings on his cap.
Oh, no.
And you know what?
What?
That's, because it's kind of hard to slap his naked ass, right? And so, and do you know what? He's still upside down. I haven't had any more trouble.
Really?
That's brilliant.
I don't know how brilliant that was. But I was just fit to be tied. And of course, everything was fine. I talked to my bank, and they went, "Oh no, don't worry. We really did only give them one authorization, and so
okay.
It'll come off your pending charges." Because I called them when one of them showed actually posted, but the other one was still pending. And
wow.
It'll be fine, But I, maybe I overanalyze things. But most people would be upset too if they saw two pending charges.
Absolutely.
For the same amount, for a couple $1,000. And
yeah.
Anyway,
I've been pissed.
So it worked out fine. Everything was cool. But yeah, who knew that you could stand him on his wings, and it would be okay?
I did not know. know.
Well, neither did I.
Yeah. So, no more fussing with people in this house, please and thank you.
Yeah, no shit. So anyway, so I have survived the new computer setup.
Yay.
Good.
Just fine. And although I have to tell, I was so concerned because for years and years and years, I refused to upgrade my operating system. Mm-hmm. I've been running on Windows 7 Professional for years and years and years. And then, about 5 years ago, everything had Windows 8 or 8.1 on it, and I refused, but I needed a new computer really badly. And I happened to find one, a clearance, at Best Buy or Staples or somewhere for almost nothing, and it had Windows 7 on it.
Oh,
wonderful. So it was like, hooray. And so I paid for it, cheapest computer I ever bought, paid for it, came home, and put 7 Pro on it. And it worked great. But, I go through a computer about every 3 years. And so, it's just the way it is. Then it starts doing things like, it acts up. It doesn't matter how much you defrag it and so on and so forth. It starts acting up. So mine has been acting up for a year and a half. I've had the damn thing for 5 years.
Wow.
And, and so it was finally, okay, I have got to do something about this, but everything's got 10 on it. And I have heard all these horrible things about 10. And so a really good friend of mine said, who's very computer savvy, said, Dorothy, it really isn't all that bad. And this time, he sent me a link for this computer. He said, you need to get a 1-in-1, an all-in-one. Get a 1.
Uh-huh.
And you'll like it, and it's got 10 on it, and really and truly, it's not that bad. And I think that since you've got a clean copy of 7 Pro, I think if you really don't like this, you can probably just reformat everything and put Windows Pro on it. And so I went, okay. But now I'm worried because I've got all these old computer programs, and some of them are really expensive, and I'm thinking, oh, my God, are they actually going to work on 10?
Good question. Yeah.
So my computer shows up a day early. It shows up on Wednesday. And I start messing with it, but there is like nothing in the box. It is the computer, but there are no instructions, there are no anything in the box. Wow. And I ordered this with Microsoft Office Home and Business 2016. So I think that it's probably on the computer. And I get all my software, and I start loading software, and I have already backed up, my graphics and my documents and my downloads and all this stuff, and I put all that stuff on, and I start going through my programs and stuff, and everything worked except the my FTP program.
Wow.
And that was because it was an old freebie. And so I went over to the company website, and I bought the real one for $60, and it worked fine.
Oh,
so, if it's only going to cost you $60, that's, to fix everything, that's great. And then I realized that Home and Business 2016 is not on it.
Oh,
not on the computer. And I can't get, and by the time I load everything, it is 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, shit.
So I look at the clock and I go, oh, well, you know what? There's no point in going to bed now. Dell doesn't open until 7 a.m.
Right.
Central Time. So I wait until 7:59 my time, and I call them, and I explain the problem. And this guy, puts me on hold for a minute, and he says, well, I'm going to, you've got this premier warranty service, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to transfer you to so-and-so, and they'll really help you. That's great. So 4 transfers later.
Oh, shit.
I get this guy, and one of these guys really tried to help me and insisted, we were going to have to he took control of my computer. He's going to have to download this from Microsoft. He couldn't get it to go through. So 4 transfers later, I get this guy who's in New Delhi, and he actually knows what he's doing.
Yay.
Yay. And so, bless him, he stays with me until this program is loaded and on my computer, and he checks out each app in it to make damn sure they all work.
Oh,
and he was
wonderful.
absolutely wonderful. But now, remember, I got somebody on the phone at 7:59. It was a 11:15 by the time I was done and off the phone.
Wow.
And I thought, damn, it's a good thing I didn't have anything scheduled for that day.
Right?
No joke.
So
That's
anyway,
crazy.
now I've decided that 10 isn't all that bad, because once you spend 24 hours or more messing with something, you pretty well have figured out what it will do. And
Yeah, it's super annoying at first, though.
Well, it was. In fact, when I could not find, and for people who know Windows 10, they're going to think this is so ridiculous, but I spazzed out because I couldn't find Control Panel. I needed to find Control Panel for something, and I couldn't find it. And so my neighbor, 2 doors down, is Computer Tech. And so I called and I said, would y'all please come and find Control Panel for me? Or can you tell me where it is? And he says, I'll be right over.
Aww.
And so not only did he find it for me and show me where it was, he pinned it to my taskbar. Because it's one of those things that I use a lot. And so, so everything, is fine. Tonight, after I get off the air with y'all, I'm going to pull the hard drive out of the old computer and stick it by the front door for my husband to toss out the shell. And and then I'll be able to get my office back in shape because I have both these computers with 2 different keyboards and 2 different sets of, 2 different mouses sitting on my office table with stuff in the middle. And so it would be so nice to get part of this out of here. So things are rocking right along, and I think that Mercury may just sit on his wings forever.
Uh-oh.
That's not a bad idea.
And how do you like that, Mercury?
Well, yes.
Wow.
So, anyhow, I was really surprised that things went as smoothly as they did, But I guess I can only take so many near cases of apoplexy in 1 week, So.
No doubt.
So, other than working your asses off, what's up?
Yeah, well,
nothing
actually,
much really for me. Tell her, sis.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say Nevis in the chat room wants to know if the coffee pot is near the computer. Your coffee pot.
It used to be.
Cool.
Actually, it was better than in the office near the computer. It was in my bedroom.
Oh.
I had a bun in my bedroom for over 30 years. And then last year, and I buy a new, a bun has a 3-year warranty, and in just about 3 years it's worn out because I use it all day long and half the night. And so every 3 years I buy a new one. Well, this last one, for some reason, I guess things must have settled or something, and it didn't get level, and it was sitting on a dresser, and it began to leak.
Oh, no.
And that was not good because it leaked down into my top dresser drawer where my underwear is. I had the cleanest underwear in the state of Maryland because I think it leaked twice. And so it's like everything comes out of the drawer, it all goes in the washing machine, And so now it's downstairs in the kitchen. I have a portable phone, and so that means that I have a fresh pot of coffee that I just did. I have a fresh cup sitting here, and I can walk up and downstairs and get more during this broadcast. So, how about that?
Cool. Very nice. Yay.
We like coffee.
Yes.
Well, unfortunately, I have to tell you, I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, a different doctor for allergies, and the doctor says to me, because I was getting migraines, and and as a matter of fact, just before our show 2 weeks ago, I started to get a really bad migraine, and I took some aspirin, and then my migraine got worse, and I couldn't even do the show. Sis did it, with Byron. Sis and Byron did the show together, the lovely Byron Ballard.
Oh, she's fabulous.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm grateful to her for covering for me. So, Byron Ballard, thank you so much. I love you to pieces. Anyway, getting back to my story, get to the doctor the next day because I wasn't getting any better. And the doctor said, "Madam, you're allergic to aspirin."
Oh.
I said, "Excuse me?" He's like, "As a matter of fact, for the next 30 days, you are to cut out all forms of caffeine." I know. I know. Because as everyone knows, one of my most favorite things in the entire world is Dorothy Morrison coffee.
Oh. So, honey, are you allergic to caffeine or are you allergic to willow tree bark?
I do not know. I'm going tomorrow to ask him.
Okay, because, you know, a lot of times doctors will say, you know, if you've got problems to cut out caffeine, you know, and so on and so forth, because I think that might be part of the problem. But if you're allergic to aspirin, and you're not allergic to caffeine, okay, if it's aspirin, then you're allergic to willow bark.
I will mention this. I will mention
because that's
this.
what aspirin is made from.
Very good.
See, I always thought aspirin. I mean, I knew about the willow bark, but I always thought it had caffeine in it.
I don't. You know, I could be mistaken, but I don't think so.
Maybe
because it seems to me, you know, if he told you were allergic to aspirin.
Specifically.
He didn't tell you were allergic to caffeine. He said you were allergic to aspirin.
But he told me to cut out caffeine for 30 days.
Well, yes. Probably to make sure, okay?
Yeah.
But, you know, if I cut out caffeine for 30 days, I'd have a headache for 30 days.
Yeah. Yes, and I don't. I have it. I mean, after the first couple of days without my Dorothy Morrison coffee, my head really hurt. But I guess I got used to it because I had to.
Yeah.
To not drink it. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to my next cup, which I hope is soon.
Oh, bless you. Oh my God. Oh,
I
God.
know.
You know,
you don't understand. Folks don't understand. I like Dorothy, I need more coffee, please. Dorothy, I need 2 more 8-ounce bags. Dorothy. I mean, I'm constantly up this poor woman's butt for more coffee. And around now, and around now is when I would be saying Dorothy. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss this particular round, but hopefully at the end of my 30 days of being tested for all kinds of allergies, to be honest with you, I will be able to get back to my lovely coffee, which will make me very happy.
Yes. You know, when I moved to Missouri from California, I was looking for a place to live, and so I was staying with some people, and some friends of ours. And so anyway, to start with, this woman was trying all kinds of new stuff, and I'm really kind of peculiar. I never thought I was finicky about what I ate, but you know, I'm kind of a purist. There are certain things that I don't like. I don't like sweet shit on my meat.
Yeah.
And she had this beautiful baked chicken that she slathered in some kind of apricot sauce.
Ooh.
And you know, and all this kind of stuff that a lot of people like, but you know, I'm a country girl. I just don't do that. Just don't do that crap to me. The only thing I like sweet stuff on is like if I bake a ham, but my ham is tangy because I do a brown sugar yellow mustard glaze on it.
Yum.
So I've got that tang, you know, without, and it's not really too sweet. So anyhow, you know, she was on this health kick though. So after I got there, the next morning I woke up with a headache and I thought, and you know, had coffee and thought, and headache didn't go away, headache didn't go away. I was out looking for a place to live. I whipped into some drive-thru and got a cup of coffee. Within 10 minutes, my headache went away. I realized she had given me decaf coffee.
Evil!
Yeah.
Evil! No. Wrong.
And
wrong.
and so but it did. It took me a couple days to figure that out. That's what the problem was. And I finally asked her, and she went, "Oh yeah, we went decaf, blah 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 blah." And so it was like, okay. So I knew that first thing when I left the house to find a place to live, I had to go get a cup of real coffee. And I didn't stay there. Within 4 days, I had a place to live, and I was out of there.
I would have been. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because it was like, oh, this health food and shit is killing me. I just my body likes its toxins. So
there you go.
Get that devil shit out of my cup.
Yeah. Oh my God, how ridiculous! But I felt so stupid that it took me a while to figure out exactly what had happened. So so I am hoping that we don't discover that you're allergic to caffeine.
Me too.
And what I would do if they're running a bunch of allergy tests on you.
Yep. And
this is just advice. You can take it or leave it. Okay. But,
yes, ma'am.
If they decide you're allergic to a whole bunch of things,
I
would the things that you really like. Okay.
Yeah.
I would try it once, again, anyway, and see what happens. Because I am thoroughly convinced now that almost everybody that goes for allergy tests comes back with at least 15 things that they're allergic to.
Wow.
And that's not always exactly true.
Right.
So, I would try it once. Yeah, if you start getting headachy, don't do it again. You can mark
right.
that one off your list. Yes, I must be allergic to that. But we know for you not to take aspirin again. So.
Yeah.
Right. Well, aspirin, aspirin, it's easy to substitute ibuprofen or something else.
Yeah.
Coffee, no, not quite the same thing. It's very impossible to replace coffee with something else.
Well,
and people try to
tea
tell me
has caffeine.
Well, and I'm not supposed to have that either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, but I don't even care for tea like I care for coffee.
Well, you know what? I don't care for tea either like that. And besides that, caffeine is good for your skin.
That's
true.
True.
I see all these eye creams now and stuff for with caffeine in it. Some people just put ground up coffee beans. Actually, I've heard where like you've made a pot of coffee, save that, and pack your eyes with it. Oh, I've heard that.
I've heard that
That's
too, but I sure
thing.
haven't tried that. I'm afraid I'll get those grounds in my eyes.
Oh, me too. Me too. And I'm clumsy.
I'm clumsy. Yes.
I'm clumsy. I'll have it in my hair. I'll have it up my nose. It'll be everywhere except where it's supposed to be.
Oh God! And besides that, it would just be your luck that about that time your doorbell would ring.
Oh,
yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
That is my kind of. She knows me. That is my kind of luck.
Well, yes, because we're kind of alike. That kind of shit would happen to me too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
True. Very true. Oh, girl, I can't wait to see you because I got a new purse. Hello.
Oh, hooray! Hooray!
It's the little victories in life that make me so excited.
You know what? It is all about the little victories. I have, and I think we talked about this before, the same hairdresser's been doing my hair for 15 years, but she's 3 hours away. So if I go get my hair cut, it's 3 hours there, an hour in the chair, and 3 hours back, whole day. And, I just don't have time to do that. And so a couple of months ago, I decided, okay, there was a hair salon that was like 2 blocks away. And so I went in. This gal cut my hair. I was trying to explain to her exactly what I wanted. But understand, I hadn't had a haircut in 7 months because I hadn't had time to go see my hairdresser. So it wasn't like she could just look at it and it'd be a little long and her trim it up. So the next day, I decided that, there was something that wasn't going to work, and so I went back in and she trimmed it up, and I thought, I'll live with this. So it's been 2 months, and I decided I couldn't live with it. It was time to get a haircut again. And so I made an appointment, went in today. I told her, I said, honey, I need help. I want you to just whack this shit off.
Oh,
and
wow.
she said, how short do you want it? And I said, well, I just as soon not look like I was joining the military, but, you know, it wouldn't kill me for it to be almost that short. And so I said, you know, I don't need a wedge. Just I'm going to put myself in your hands. I've made an executive decision. I can no longer go see my regular hairdresser, so you're it. So make sure
Awesome.
when we're done, I'm stunning. And so, by God.
What else is new? You're always stunning.
Oh, well, honey, not if you'd seen me today when I walked in there. It was horrible. and so, oh, my God. I am like really, really short because I told her it has to be wash and wear. I'm not fooling with my hair, and it's got to look good. I want to get out of the shower. I want to towel dry it. I want to run my fingers through it, and I want to be done. And so I have this extremely short haircut with this cute little cap of hair on my head.
Mhm.
I think the back of it, halfway up my scalp, is probably not even a half inch long.
Oh,
wow.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, she did a great job.
pictures. I want pictures.
Well, you know what? You probably won't be able to tell anything from the front because she left my bangs, you know, kind of long and fringy. And
yeah.
but the back is great. And
nice.
yeah. So you know, see, it's the little things. It just is. It's the little things.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
New purses.
Oh yeah.
Easy care hair. You know?
That's hey, listen. I just you know, it's funny you say that because I've also been going to the same hairdresser for at least 15 years now, and I went in yesterday. And I said, okay, fix it. Because after a while, because I color it, it just gets ratty on the ends because I color it.
Yeah.
So I said to her, don't be shy now because she doesn't like cutting it. Like she'll take off a half an inch, something puny, because she likes the length. And I'm like, I said, cut all the dead ends off. So now it is just past my shoulders.
Oh,
wow.
So she cut it. So she did hack it. And I love it. It's like so much easier.
Well, yeah.
You know.
Oh, it's a terrain.
True.
Choo-choo.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. I wanted to ask, before the interrupting train, about
Sorry.
your social media spell of the month thing.
Yes.
This is going to be a monthly thing? Please say
yes.
Yay!
Yes, it is. Yes. That is something new that I'm going to try this year and see how that works out. I've had a really great response with it. It's still going on, and so I'm probably going to post it again for people who didn't see it. But I am already getting ready for stuff for the month of May.
Oh, wonderful!
Which is one reason why I stayed up all night to get the computer done, because I can't afford to have a computer down.
Yeah.
Because I use it for business. And so since that is up and running, you know, in May I do last May I did the mystery packages. And so I'm going to do them again this year. But I'm going to do something different this year with them. I am going to actually, every time I get an order for one, I'm going to flip cards to see what they need.
Wow, I love that. What a brilliant idea. I
Well,
may have
it's
to
not
get
like,
one of those.
well, it's not like a full reading, okay? But and they don't get a reading with it. But, if I flip, 3 cards, I ought to be able to get some idea of what they need. And so I thought, well, that would be kind of cool to do that. And,
yeah.
And just see. The only thing is, sometimes people need stuff and they don't realize that they need it right away.
Uh-huh.
And they kind of go, And that kind of bothered me. But it was like, nope. If the cards say this, then this is what we're going to do with it. So that's one thing that's going to go on.
Cool.
And the other thing is, May is Beltane.
This is true.
Yeah, and the last day of April, 1st of May, Beltane. And hooray, hooray for the month of May, Outdoor Lovin' starts today. So I am also going to release the love ornaments.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yay.
Love ornaments. I'm running out of places to hang shit, but I'll buy it.
Hang it over your bed.
Well, because I have Dorothy you have to understand, every corner of this house is a Dorothy Morrison ornament. There's over the altars, over the windows and the door. Oh yeah, so good. You gave me the other place to put another 2 ornaments because you gotta buy balls in 2. I'm sorry, it's like a rule for me.
So anyway, yeah, I'm calling this one.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, it's so sweet.
I like it.
It's like a fairy tale.
Yes, yeah. So anyhow, so I've been busy, trying to get some of those made up. And, it's like, oh, there's just so much stuff going on. So that's why, Mark gets home tomorrow, and then he leaves again like around 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. So as soon as he leaves, I'm going to be trying to get my office and my workroom back together so that I can get on with this. So, because I have to do a social media page for the ornaments, and I've got to revamp the one for the mystery packages. And I think, this time I'm going to give people some idea of what can go in a mystery package. I'm going to do those, again, at $30 plus shipping and $50 plus shipping.
Cool.
Because last year there were, I think you always have somebody that kind of goes, when they order something and they might not be real happy with it or whatever. But, I think I'm going to give some examples. This many candles might go in a $30 order.
Uh-huh.
Or this many candles and oils, or, whatever, and this might make up a $50 order. And, and there was somebody that was apparently confused because they thought that shipping shouldn't be added onto it.
Why not?
Well, because they wound up paying more than $50 because the shipping charge was added on, and so they felt like they got it shorted. And so I'm going to have to make that really, really clear.
Yeah.
And
it costs money to get there.
Well, yeah, it does. And, and at some point, I may do something, just a free shipping month, but that's not one of them. So anyway, but most people, everybody else seemed to be just real tickled with this mystery thing because you know what? Surprises are fun.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I adored it. I got one, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever.
Well, and most people did. They were just tickled to death. So anyhow, so have y'all done your spring cleaning?
Yes.
Actually, yes. I've started. I'm not finished because I got interrupted by my nephews, which, we had a good old time. But I did manage to get all the vacuuming done, clean my bathroom and the kitchen. So yay me!
Hooray!
And my son has a floor in his bedroom again.
Wow. I need a floor in my workroom and office. so Dorian, when you're finished, you can always come over here and help me.
I
There you go.
tell you what, I'm very easy to bribe with cookies.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Well, honey,
Dorothy
I know
bakes cookies.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I know how to bake cookies. Oh God. A lot of people do their spring cleaning. I want to talk just a little bit about this spring cleaning spell.
Please. Yes.
That I've got going on. A lot of people do their spring cleaning and everything looks great, but things don't feel right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And and the reason is, you have stale leftover energy. Things can be squeaky clean, but if you don't get rid of that stale energy, your house just isn't.
Yeah.
The energy's just not going to feel right. And I think this is especially true with magical practitioners because,
oh yeah,
they have been working magic.
Yep.
And that you have stale leftover magical energy too that needs to go away.
Yeah.
Yep.
And and the best way to do that is to use an uncrossing candle, and mine is Tornado Alley, and clear things out with a good cut and clear, like spontaneous combustion. And,
I love that.
You want to kill that negative energy or that stale energy, so that you can replace it with something. And so, in this spring cleaning spell, I have people replacing that with hot damn, which is good luck.
Yay! I love hot damn. I love all your oils, though.
Well, thank you. And with this particular one, if they need the supplies, they actually wind up getting the supplies called for. It's like a Tornado Alley candle, a hot damn candle, the spontaneous combustion oil
the hot
and
damn
spray. The hot damn
Oh,
oil
I love
spray.
the spray.
And the Florida water.
Yes.
Spray. And and what you do is you get rid of that negative energy, and then you use Florida water to bless things, and then you add the hot damn. But if they buy the kit, they get that limited edition hot damn candle free.
That's awesome.
And and right now with Mercury retrograde,
oh,
yeah,
you want to clear that shit out.
Yep.
And fill that with good luck. And I'm amazed at the people. And if you're going to order the kit, you need to do that while I still have those limited edition hot damn candles, okay? Because they're going pretty quick. But
wow.
You really, there are a lot of people that are hesitant to work any kind of magic when Mercury is retrograde. And and right now there are, I think, two other planets that may be retrograde too.
Yeah, I think.
And magical practitioners need not to be concerned about that. It's not like signing a contract. When Mercury went retrograde, there were some things that I was going to have trademarked, and I went, I don't think I want to do that now.
Yeah.
I will wait to do that because that's a legal thing. Okay, I want to make sure that everything is cool with that, so I'm going to wait. But with magic, that's not necessarily so. You need to get shit taken care of before it snowballs.
Yeah.
Because that stale energy gets into crevices and cracks and nooks and crannies and all that stuff, and you want it out of there. And really and truly, this puts that Mercury retrograde at bay for you.
Oh.
So you think about it for a minute. You're using a Tornado Alley candle. It's an uncrossing candle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mercury's crossing you up. Well, let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
So, I think sometimes, people get antsy about things, and they overanalyze it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And if you're a magical practitioner, then for God's sake, work the magic and fix it.
That's right. That's a good point.
So anyway, I think people worry way too much about Mercury retrograde too. There are certain things that you shouldn't do. Okay, but sometimes I think they curse themselves by worrying about it too much.
Yeah.
True enough.
I've done that before.
Well, I think everybody has. They get ready to go on vacation, and they go, damn it, I sure hope we don't have a flat tire. And the next thing you know, tire goes flat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they put that shit out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I agree. Yes.
Huh. So
I am currently on the website like I do.
Are you?
Of course.
Are you looking for that? Because it's not on the regular website.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Oh, you actually have the page. You know what you're doing. Okay, that's
I
that's
did
good.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I know.
Yes, indeed.
And you've got another one called Not Your Mother's Cleaning Solution Kit, which is...
that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
yes.
Okay. That's the name of it. Okay. Because I was looking at spring cleaning, like, oh, okay, I didn't look at the name at the top. That's my bad.
That's okay, because it's not your mother's cleaning solution. It's
That's true. My mother didn't clean much, so.
Oh, you know what? My mother wanted everything neat and clean, and she didn't like to clean. And when she could afford it, she would have somebody come and clean. But it wasn't. It wasn't like cleaning up our messes. They were there to actually help us. We were not allowed to make a mess for anybody to clean up.
Oh.
Wow.
And every Saturday, I was supposed to clean out from under my bed and straighten out my closet. Because I was really bad about just tossing things in the floor of the closet.
Uh-huh.
Or just shoving them up under the bed, And so whoever was there was never allowed to clean my room. I had to do it. So, it was a whole different ball game. But in the spring and in the fall, she would hire this lady who was really like part of our family to come and help her. And oh my God, everything out of the linen closet and washed. Curtains washed. Everything washed. Everybody, all you saw was elbows and butts in the air. Everybody was working, getting everything clean. So twice a year, things were spotless. And of course, my mother's theory was, if you put it back after you're done with it, stay neat. And it took me a long time to get to the point. I mean, many years to get to the point where it was like, oh, I need to put that back. I mean, after I was grown and on my own. If I would just put things up when I'm done with them, there wouldn't be such a mess. And
yeah, I understand.
Yeah. But, creative people work in a clutter. But, there's a big difference between clutter and filth.
Yes, there is.
That's true. Oh
my God.
Don't I know? Because I have experienced both. Hello.
Yes, well, I have too. and I'm also one of these people, my God, I was talking to my neighbor the other day and I said, oh my God, I need Mary Maids, but I can't have Mary Maids come right now because I would have to straighten up before they could come. And she thought that was the funniest thing she'd ever heard, and it was like, oh, I would just be mortified for them to see all this clutter. And it was, and really and truly, the downstairs looks fine. It's it's my upstairs, my two rooms, my office and my workroom that are such a mess. And she went, but you're not going to have them clean that anyway. What difference does it make? You just shut the doors. And it was like, oh, yeah, I hadn't thought of that,
Yeah, well.
That's so funny.
Well, I know I'm not the only person in the world that thinks that if they had somebody come and clean, they would have to clean before they got there.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't know what to do with a maid. I would not know what to do with a maid. I'd be going around and, here, let me get that for you. And, oh, let me do this. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I know.
Let me tell you what. I had two boys 2 years apart.
Uh-huh.
There has been many a situation where doors were closing. I'm just saying. And as far as a maid goes, let me tell you what. Back in those days, my life is a lot different now that the children are gone, and we don't currently have pets. So it's a situation where everything is much more easy to manage. When you have a couple of true adults walking around, so it's a lot easier to keep things in such a way. But yeah, I mean, we had to go out and buy more dresser stuff, and yes, so it was part of my spring cleaning. It was part of my declutter. It was part of my let's not have to close a door. It was like an all-in-one this spring at the last month was kind of like a. We've got and I did go around the house and I sprayed, it was spontaneous combustion first, then it was Florida water, then it was, it was either Hot Dam and St. Dorothy the Wicked or just St. Dorothy the Wicked, because St. Dorothy the Wicked, of course, as everyone knows, is my favorite smell in the entire planet.
Yes.
And I wear it, I live it, I bathe myself in it, it's my favorite thing. So, yeah, I mean, I actually incorporate that, and let me give that recommendation to the nice folks. St. Dorothy the Wicked, when it's available, you need to get it, because it just is like a little amplifier on all the other stuff you're doing. I've had tremendous success with it. Personally, I use it before I go into meetings, in addition to Rich Bitch, or sometimes, depending on the situation, it may be Mistress. You never know. Certain situations for certain groups of people. And I just, it goes with everything, like everything else Dorothy makes. It's all, you can incorporate it all, and you don't smell like what we call a putan. You smell good. It's lovely. You know what I'm saying. You don't want to smell like a cheap whore. You want to smell like an expensive one. Fuck.
Well.
So, yeah.
You're choking me now. Oh, my God, how funny. Well, actually, it really is kind of a unisex fragrance, though. It's not flowery smelling,
Yeah, it's not.
So guys can wear it, too.
Absolutely. Well, we know several people that wear Rich Bitch, and they wear, because they're not nothing is overly girly. So don't be afraid, gents. I know several gentlemen who wear multiple fragrances of the magic oils, and they're fabulous. They're just fabulous. I mean, try them out. But St. Dorothy the Wicked, it's my amplifier for everything else.
Aw.
I just fed my little packet today.
You what, sweetie?
I said I just fed my little St. Dorothy the Wicked packet today. And every time I feed it, something goes on me.
Oh, yeah, the Gree-Gree. I'll tell you what, when I work with the Gree-Gree bags, which I adore, and if you don't have them, you really, when they're available, you need to get them, because because that's like the Thursday morning ritual for me. I have 3 of them. I use, the one for money. I use the one for protection. I use the one for my badass self. I love these things, and I wear all 3 together because I love it. It's just good. Oh, which reminds me, how often should I be replacing the Gree bags, if at all?
When they get to the point that you think they're going to fall apart, then you should probably replace it.
Okay.
I had some. This has happened. Like a couple of times over the years, because I think I've had those Gree bags out in some form or fashion for about 3 years now, I think. And so recently, somebody went, "Oh my God, mine is falling apart. I guess I need a new one." And I thought, you know what? Yeah, I could see where it would probably fall apart after a while, And so, if you think it needs to be replaced, then replace it. But just because, it doesn't look fresh and pretty anymore, there's no reason to do that. And what I would do with if you decide to replace one, what I would do with it, I would probably take the old one and just bury it in the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I figured you would say that. Yeah. I mean, mine. Believe it or not, as long as I've had mine, and I've had mine for a lot more than a minute. Let's just say mine are a couple of years old, at least, and they're still in good shape. But things over numbers of years tend to fall apart after a while. So I was just wondering, but but mine are still in pretty good shape. So I was just curious because I do use it a lot, and I just wanted to know. Just for my own edification.
And I would say too, if you're gonna replace and you're gonna bury the old one, try to bury it on your property.
Well, I don't have property per se, but I'll use a flower pot all day long.
Yeah, well, exactly. You can bury it in soil in a flower pot, or in a pot that you actually have a plant in. Because it's not going to hurt anything. It's fabric, herbs and oil, not going to hurt a thing. It's not going to kill anything. The oil is not going to kill anything. And that's exactly what I would do, because you're going to you want that residual energy grounded, but you also want it with you.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not stale energy. Yeah. It's just that what contains it, or what had contained it, is wearing out. But the innards are not worn out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's still a piece of property.
Yeah.
So you don't recommend burning it as an incense?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that, because you've got fabric and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have oiled that fabric.
Yeah.
And to start with, fabric does not smell good when it burns.
No.
The other thing is, since that fabric is oiled, I'm afraid you catch your house on fire because it'll torch.
Yeah, it will.
Right.
All that oil in it, that's not a good proposition. I don't want to see my sister go boom.
No. So, and besides that, I think with these kinds of things, okay, Gregory's are earth things. So you want to put it in the earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Anyway,
Love it. So what else are you up to, madam?
What else am I up to?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Just trying to get everything done.
Sure.
I don't know what has happened to this month, but it is just, here we are in the middle of it.
Mhm.
And and we don't have 31 days in this month. We only have 30.
That's right. We need to grow some more days.
Yes, yes. And so, I told somebody, oh, I need a clone. And they went, oh, hell no, you don't need a clone. Clones don't always behave like you think they're going to. And
so I've heard.
Yeah. So it was like, all righty then, maybe I don't. People say, oh, my God, Dorothy, you work all the time. And, I guess I really, really do. But
yeah.
I have, when you're a one-woman sweatshop, you have so much stuff going on that you almost have to schedule time for stuff. And I realized when I was backing up things to put on the new computer, there was a manuscript I had to transfer from somebody else because I promised them a book blurb. And so I have to finish reading this manuscript and get their blurb to them. So now, I started putting things on the calendar because it had completely slipped my mind. Now, fortunately, I still have until the 1st of May to do that. But I'm not going to wait till the 1st of May. I'm going to go ahead and get it done in the next few days here.
Yep.
Because
so
I don't want,
When do you actually have to schedule time off to relax? I'm just asking.
Since my husband is only home less than 24 hours a week normally.
Yeah.
Usually when he comes home, and of course he's so funny because he has things he does as soon as he comes home.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that he thinks he needs to do. He unpacks, but then and he wants to do all these things. Oh yes, okay, and so that means that while he's doing that, I greet him when he comes home, throw his, he unpacks. I throw his stuff in the washer so I can get that done. But then that means that probably for about the first hour he's home, I can actually work. Because there's no point in following him around.
Right.
Because he's busy doing stuff and I'm in his way. And and he has this regular routine. This is so funny to me, but he's always been like this. And so, it's like, oh honey, I love you, but don't get in my way right now. And
right.
and so when he's done with that though, then, I actually relax. I sit on the couch and he has the Southeast Conference Sports Channel, SEC channel, and he loves this. Okay, he doesn't get it at the hotel; he gets it, here, and so it comes on the second he's home, and so I'm not a basketball fan unless I am actually there physically. It's like the one sport that I don't want to watch on TV, but he watches all sports. And so I'm so damn glad basketball season is done because and it's college sports that he watches. He's not big on professional ball; it's college ball.
Right.
Yeah. So all during basketball season, I told him, I said, you can tell that I'm really madly in love with you because I am putting up with watching basketball with you. And he thought that was so funny.
Aww.
And now it's baseball season, so it's okay. I can watch that. But But anyway, so I visit with him when he's home, and and when he's gone, I go right back to work.
Wow.
And and if I try to relax in between, I feel guilty because I know I've got things. I only have a certain amount of time to get things done, and so I feel like, oh my God, I'm going to be behind. It was like getting the new computer. It's like, oh my God, I've got to get this set up. But that's going to put me behind because wouldn't you know that the new computer comes, but then I have store orders to fill too.
Yep.
So it's like, oh my God, what do I do here?
Mhm.
And so I decided that my stores could wait 24 hours. But by the time I was done with all this, I got everything together, got the software that it was supposed to be on the computer and the whole 9 yards. I did not go to bed then. I went right to work and started filling those store orders. And so by the time I finally got into bed the other night, I had been up over 40 hours.
Yeah,
Right.
I love you. No, I can't do it.
Well, you know what? I didn't do it intentionally, but what happens with me is I have a sinking spell. And then all of a sudden I get my second wind. And so I'm too tired to sleep. It's what happens.
Wow.
And so if I'm too tired to sleep and I'm still coherent, then I may as well get something done. Now, on the flip side of that, I got in the bed and I slept 13 hours.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Good.
And I don't think, I still don't think I'm quite caught up yet.
Yeah.
But, we'll see. So Mark said he probably would be home around 9 o'clock in the morning. And I told him, I said, I may not be awake. So wake me up if I'm not.
Aww.
Well, who knows? And, of course, poor Dixie was having a fit because this was not normal for Mama to be up like this. And so she kept coming in. And so she was exhausted, poor thing. I think she probably slept 13 hours, too.
She's trying to keep up with you.
Yes, she was just worn out because this was not our regular routine. This, there obviously was something the matter. So,
poor baby.
So
goodness.
now she's in here looking at me. She has curled up here because normally we have this regular routine, and people are going to laugh about this because I turned into the person, the pet owner that I used to laugh about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, what
After I
do?
eat supper and I put the dishes in the dishwasher, Dixie and I come upstairs, and she jumps in the bed, and I turn on the television for her.
Oh.
And give her a treat.
So cute.
And then I go back to work.
Yep.
And she's perfectly fine with that unless I am working past 10 o'clock, and then she comes and gets me. Because now it's time for you to be in here with me.
Yep.
But as long as the TV's on and she's had her treat, she's fine. She'll go right to sleep in the bed.
So cute. Oh, she's a good girl.
Well, yes, she is. Yeah.
So cute. Oh, my goodness.
Can she hear us? Hi, Dixie.
Just tell her again.
Hi, Dixie.
Oh, yes. She stuck her nose at the phone, and now she's looking at me like, what was that? Yeah.
More people give me treats.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited about the fact that you're bringing back mystery packages. I'm like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Oh. Well, I'm glad to hear you're excited about that.
Oh, it was great.
Those are really a lot of fun. Last year I threw books in some of those. This year I decided not to do that because I have no way of knowing what books people have or what I gave them last year. I don't know.
True.
And so it was like, no. If they have if they get candles or oils that they already have some of, that's okay because I'm of the opinion you can't have too much of that.
Agreed.
Yes, you are correct.
I totally agree.
And so anyhow, we will just see. But I have the other day I placed this huge oils order, and so that I can blend up stuff for this.
Yep.
And so Monday I'm going to place a huge candle order with the warehouse. So I've got plenty of stuff, and people don't realize this, but because I talk about having 2 rooms for this, but they're extremely small rooms. If I could just knock out the wall in between, it would work much better, but I can't. Because it's a rental, so I can't do that. And besides that, you always got to be really careful knocking out a wall because that might be your support.
A load-bearing wall you don't necessarily want to knock out. Yeah.
So anyway, it's a
That's
matter
hilarious.
of when I start running out of stuff, it's still a matter of where am I going to put it.
Mhm.
And so I have discovered that our stairs, the stairs leading, from the living room upstairs to the second floor, are just great for little boxes of stuff. Like, candles come in a case of 16.
Oh wow, that's heavy.
Well, so it's like, but it's like 4 candles across and 4 candles down. So these are fairly small boxes.
Oh, okay.
They're like 8 by 8 by 5 or something. And so I have learned to stack candles, boxes of candles, up the stairs against the wall.
Nice.
And they're okay, like 2 deep.
Uh-huh.
And jars, like for the hexology jars, they come in little boxes of 24. But they're actually a little smaller than the boxes of candles. And so those can line the stairs too if necessary. So, I have learned how to use space, how to use space
very efficiently. That's amazing.
And my husband just kind of laughs. It's all good. He's not allowed to. We've got like a coat closet that's like at the base of the stairs, just on the side of the living room, and he's not allowed to put anything in the floor of that closet because I have little boxes of jars that are stacked up on the floor in there. So so every available space. And I was looking around the other day, and I thought, oh my God, if this company decides to move us again, they are. I'm going, and the estimator comes to see about boxes and so on and so forth. I'm really going to have to tell them estimate well, because we have several closets here, and we don't use them to hang clothes. I had Mark put shelving in them.
Oh wow!
Oh,
and so
smart. Yeah, that's
smart.
That
that metal shelving, that galvanized metal shelving that you can get. Okay, and so they are packed with all kinds of things.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Little stackable tubs. All kinds of shit. So
I love it.
All those coffins that your husband got. Is he still on that?
I got to tell you, he's so funny. When we move, he always wants to help me unpack, and his idea of unpacking is just get everything out of the boxes.
No. Dangerous.
And I want to do one room at a time. And this is one of those things, I was talking about getting in his way. This is one of those things where I have learned to give him projects.
Yes.
Yeah.
To get him out of my way, okay, so that I can do this, and so we don't have a commotion.
Right.
We have never had a fight in almost 18 years. Never.
Aww.
Wow.
However, it is because we have learned how to manage each other.
Yeah.
and I have even told him at one point. I remember telling him, you know what? I just want to be mad right now. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't want you to ask me again if I'm mad at so and so or I'm mad at myself. I want to be mad. And so now you need to go find something to do. Away from the house. You need to be gone about 2 hours, about long enough to see a movie or something. And when you get back, I'll be fine. But I want to throw a fit now, and I don't want you stopping me. And he'll just laugh and go, okay.
No, but it's true. I really find that sometimes, because let's face it, men want to fix things.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, no, first of all, I don't need you to fix what I'm talking about. I just need you to hear what I'm talking about and be supportive by not trying to fix the situation. If I'm angry, you just need to step back and let me have this good old-fashioned rip-roaring, rear and tear anger.
Yeah.
I'm not going to direct it at you as long as you don't get in its path. It's safer for you to step away while I do this. So
Exactly.
Just let me do this. Let me be angry. I won't hurt anybody. I promise. But if you get in the path of my anger, then you put yourself there, and it's going to turn into something it was never meant to be in the first place. So you see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's like men like to fix shit. Men, stop fixing shit. If I'm pissed, just let me be fucking pissed. I'll get over it, and you'll be a lot happier, trust.
Well, yeah, and there are all kinds of ways to handle things, too, so that you don't get into a row with your partner or your spouse. So when we move, to keep Mark from doing this stuff, I send him to Lowe's or Home Depot to go get galvanized shelving. And
there you go.
The project is to put, and I outline everything he's going to have to do so he knows to get enough. The first thing I want is in the utility room where the washer and dryer is, especially if we don't have a pantry in a place that we moved into, I want several rows of shelving on the 3 walls in that room above the washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a pantry, not only can you keep your cleaning stuff above it, you can keep like canned goods and God knows what, okay?
That's right.
So, got that. Okay, now, we decide, in the master bedroom, that's where we're going to put our clothes. If we have other closets, like, and there's one closet, we have a small closet that I use for a linen closet, which is fine, okay? But there are several other closets that it's like, oh, no, now, I want this many rows of shelves in here, and I want this many in here, and I want them this far apart. And so while I am unpacking stuff and putting it away, I have him busy.
Smart.
That's a good idea.
And, and it works really well because it's all done. I also learned about hanging pictures. When we first got married, we had just moved into this place, and I had to leave. I was going on a 2-week tour. And so what I did was, I wasn't even thinking, I leaned pictures up against walls where I wanted those pictures hung. And I told him, I said, and everything else was straightened out except that. And I told him, I said, when I get back, we'll hang these pictures. No. When I came home, he had hung the pictures, and he's tall, and he hung them way up high.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And so I sat him down and I explained to him that art was to be viewed at eye level.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even at his eye level.
Oh.
And so we fixed those, and the next time we moved somewhere and I was going to have to leave again, before I left, I had him hold pictures on the wall, and I drew a small pencil line on the top of the frames where they were going to go.
Yep.
On the backs of the pictures, I put a number, and in light pencil, I put a number on each one of those lines, okay? Because I knew he was going to hang those. And you know what? When I came back, it was all done, and it was fine.
Oh, good.
So it's a matter of just kind of figuring out things. How am I going to handle this? And there won't be a commotion. I'll get exactly what I want, and everybody will be happy.
There you go.
So, I think, though, a lot of that has to do with just having some relationship experience and being a little older,
Yeah.
If it's not going to matter to me in 5 years, I'm not even going to expend my energy on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it is, okay, then we need to find a solution.
Yep. It doesn't all have to be
you,
complicated. Yeah.
No, I'm going to tell you, pictures hanging close to my ceiling would have bothered me in 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I understand that. I get that
again,
completely.
And, again, it's the little victories,
Definitely. See, but what I used to do when I was younger, and I would be just honest about this, I would get mad and throw a hissy fit, but would never think about the solution to stop it from happening again. As I got, and like you said, with some wisdom and time, you figure it out. Sometimes you just have to draw a roadmap of what the fuck it is you want.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
You know, I was having trouble with somebody who worked for me, you know, way back. And Mark said, well, honey, you know, do they actually understand what it is you want? And I said, well, you know, I've told them blah, 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 blah. And he said, Dorothy, you've told them, but have you told them, have you explained it to them in terms they can understand? You need to realize that not everyone is a mind reader. Okay? You know, so I think what your best bet is to sit them down and have a discussion. If you let them talk for about 5 minutes and you really pay attention to what it is they're saying, you'll be able to figure out what language they're speaking, and you'll be able to explain this to them, and there won't be any more crap. And you know what?
Sure
He was right. Yeah.
Go, Mark.
You know, because not everybody processes information in the same way.
Yeah. Huh.
For sure.
So yeah, you know, just God.
What makes me nuts is when you give people a roadmap and they still get lost just getting out of their own bathroom. That makes me crazy.
I wonder if they get lost or they just don't like the map.
Oh, good point.
Good point. And guess what? I'm in a position where I can say, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going this way.
You know, I remember when I was running, I was the administrator of those two animal shelters. You know, well, you know, I would say something, you know, and I had several employees who would go, oh, you know, but I think blah, 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 blah. I think we ought to blah, 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 blah. And one day I finally smiled real sweetly and I said, you know what, darling, I really don't give a damn what you think.
Yep.
I'm the administrator, okay, and you know, I make the rules here, and this is what's going to happen, and you know, end of discussion, and because these were things that were important things. It wasn't even, you know, oh, I'd like to have off for a Sunday picnic kind of thing. You know, because I could work that out probably. But, you know, I mean, these were like hard and fast rules about how we're going to treat the animals. You know, what time feeding time is, what time they need to be at work to get things clean before we open.
Right.
You know, these kinds of things. And it's like, you know, I kind of wondered, you know, geez, did you never have rules at home? You know, what? You know,
you'd be amazed.
Yes. Well, you know, I think I would. I probably would. I used to think I wanted to live to be 110. And you know what? Looking at, you know, there were certain boundaries I wouldn't cross. I wasn't an exceptionally good kid, and I walked the edge. Yeah, and I tested the limits, but there were lines I would not cross. And you know, I guess I just didn't know what would happen to me if I did, because I knew there were going to be consequences. You know. And nowadays I watch and I see things going on where it's like, oh, there are a good number of people who there don't seem to be any lines that they won't cross, and I don't get it.
Oh yeah, this is the new society. Welcome to the new world where you get to have your feelings out in the open, whether or not they're pretty doesn't matter, and you can just say whatever you want, do whatever you want. Be against whoever you want, hurt people if necessary. It has really turned into an ugly place.
You know, it really has. And I think what those particular people don't realize is that, okay, yes, they have a right to say whatever they want to. But I think what they forget is that I have a right not to put up with it.
Yep.
And... You know, and as I've gotten older, there are perks to being over 60. There really are. Because, you can say things and that you probably wouldn't say when you were a little younger. And the young folks just think you're senile, okay? and people who are older than you are think you're impudent. So, it really doesn't matter. But I have gotten to the point where when I hear somebody say something really, really rude, I'll look at them and I'll say, did I understand you correctly?
Mm-hmm.
And, surely I didn't. What was it you said? And if they repeat it, I'm going, oh, honey, I'm sure you didn't really mean to be that, mean to be rude. So let me explain it to you. And, and a good number of them really and truly didn't realize what they said was rude at all. You can tell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, it makes me wonder. I think as parents, I think we always want things to be better for our children than they were for us.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that we have somehow, forgotten to teach our kids good manners.
Oh, yeah.
Respect for other people, consideration for other people, respect for their property. All this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
The other day, I go out. There is a neighbor, and fortunately, it's a young couple, and they have a baby. And I don't really know them. I've seen them. But they live right adjacent to the dog park that's on the property. Well, there are a lot of people that think they're doing a good thing. They put out, little pieces of bread for the birds and so on and so forth. Well, to start with, they got that notion from Hansel and Gretel. The reason that worked for the birds and Hansel and Gretel was because there wasn't really flour as we know it today. There were still wheat seeds in the bread. Now, yeast is not good for birds. It makes their little bellies blow up, okay? And so this is not a good thing. What happens, though, when you walk your dog, all dogs love bread.
Yeah.
So they want that crap that's out there, and if it's rained and gotten moldy, they still want it.
Yeah, I know.
And so this irritates me. The people
I
who are doing
understand.
that.
Yep.
But these particular people haven't been there quite a year. After Halloween, instead of, mind you, the trash dumpster on the property is probably 12 or 13 steps from their back porch. But instead of throwing their Halloween decorations in the trash, okay, they threw them in the dog park.
What?
That's rude.
Because
that's just rude.
I clean, and I never say a word. I just clean it up and take it to the trash. After Christmas, they threw their damn Christmas decorations in the dog park, and their Santa Claus doormat is still in the dog park, and it's the middle of April. Okay.
Yeesh.
And, so anyway, the other day I walk out there. They're all the time, throwing out bread and stuff. And so, but the other day, Dixie and I have to walk back behind their back porch to get to the dog park. They have thrown out, oh, my God, you're not going to believe this, 2-inch thick slabs of leftover pork loin, leftover corn on the cob, rice, and watermelon. So, of course, the first thing Dixie does is grab a piece of that pork loin, of course.
Oh,
and
so
that's
good.
I wrangle that out of her mouth. I get her to the dog park. I walk her like 5 blocks the other way around that to get her back home.
Yeah.
Even though she's determined, she wants to go back there and get that.
Well, yeah.
I get inside the house, grab a gallon Ziploc bag, and I stuff all that mess in it. I went down to the property management office. I was so mad. And I walked into the manager's office and just slammed it down on her desk. And she says, "Why are you throwing shit on my desk?" I said, "Because I have complained and complained and complained about this."
Yeah.
And, it was easier to bring it to you than try to show you a picture of it. I want you to experience this.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I said, "You have a dog. Would you want your dog eating this?" She says, "Well, my dog eats table scraps." I said, "Yes, but you cooked them. You know where they came from."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those people don't have a dog. You don't know if they even like dogs. You don't know if there's poison on this.
Yeah.
True.
And she says, oh, well, are you kidding? I said, you would be surprised at what people will do.
Mhm.
I'm not accusing them of that, but what I'm saying is this is a safety, it's a health hazard.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know? And I said, and this watermelon stuff, I said, who throws meat out in the backyard? That's to start with. I said, but this watermelon stuff, we already have, it's spring. I've already noticed that the ants are coming up. We're going to be infested.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
So anyway, I have noticed now that they are no longer doing that.
Good.
Yay.
Good.
But
Good, 'cause that's gross.
Well, I thought it was
It's
gross,
disgusting.
too.
It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
I mean, you know, so we're and of course on their back porch, they've got 2 big sacks of trash their garbage sitting out on their porch instead of taking it to the dumpster.
These people are lazy.
You know, I guess I don't understand any of that. You know, I'm not exceptionally neat, but there are particular things that I want done. And you know, one of the things is I take out the trash every day. It's just real simple.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm done with that. You know, so certainly, you know, before I go to bed, the trash is emptied because I don't want to get up to any kind of smelly trash. I don't want to get up to roaches. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, I understand what you're saying about the meat, but quite honestly, if a dog gets watermelon seeds in their body or the rind in their body, it can cause blockage in their system and kill them. I mean, so actually it's a danger for dogs. And if you have a dog park, that should be safe for dogs. So they actually are endangering, in a real literal sense, animals by what they're throwing out the back. So,
they are, in a real sense, endangering themselves. Because if I had not been able to get action, I would have taken that bag of shit and I would have dumped it on their front doorstep.
Eee.
Well, you know,
oh my goodness.
You know, and I might have
agree.
even knocked on the door and handed it to them. You know, but it's like, you know, it's like, good Lord. But yeah, I don't understand. You know, people don't think.
No, they don't.
They, you know,
it's like people have become inherently selfish. You know, it's all about instant gratification. It's all about me, me, me. You know, and this is not just like a generational thing. You know, there are some people. Oh shoot! I don't know if you guys heard that. I just got the 90-second mark. But
no.
Okay, good. I'm glad it doesn't play on there. But regardless, you know, I don't know. People have just become shit, pretty much.
Well, you know, I think it's a shame, and I hope that things change.
Me too.
And they can, you know, one person at a time.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if people will just be kind to each other, just an act of kindness every day, just thinking about your neighbor every day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One little thought, okay? You know, a little consideration, and you know, and things can change.
You're right. Words of wisdom. There you go.
Huh.
I love you.
And that will be magic.
Yay!
Yeah, it is. It is, actually. You know? You're amazing. I just love you, Dorothy. Thank you so much for being on tonight. We always have fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
we love you.
Well, I love y'all too.
Can't wait for the new mystery packages.
May 1st. Coming May 1st.
Yay!
Yay.
Just a couple of days before your birthday.
Well, yes, indeed. Just a few days before. Uh-huh.
That's it.
Okay, my lovely ladies. Thank you so much for having me. Y'all have a fabulous night.
You
too.
You too. Give
ma'am.
Dixie a scratch for us.
All right, sis, wrap it.
We love you guys. We will see y'all next week. I'm not sure if you can still hear us or not, but have an awesome weekend, and we will talk to y'all soon.
Night.
Bye.
And now, insurance-minded speeches from Geico.
Hardship. My grandmother would go through it every month to pay her insurance bill. First, she would handwrite a paper check, in cursive. Then, using her own tongue, she would wet a stamp for an envelope. Today, however, we need not weary our hands and tongues. Today, we can pay our Geico bill with the Geico app. Away with hardship, in with bill pay on the Geico app. Thank you.
Family fun just got an upgrade at Carowinds this season. Experience the excitement of a traditional Carolina County Fair, complete with 4 new classic rides for the whole family to enjoy. Dance through the air on the Do-Si-Do, go around and around on the Rock and Roller, take in the view from the Zephyr, and challenge the Electro Spin. And after that, enjoy classic County Fair food that'll thrill your taste buds. Plus, now through June 18th, everyone pays kids price, only at Carowinds.com.